If anything, this video is meant to share with you why I feel that physical media is so important as compared to streaming media, and how these streaming services hide things from you, sometimes for no reason at all, and sometimes just to censor certain things. But anyway, guys, let's get into it. What is going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode here on Ord's World. Today, we are actually taking a look at an article from Decider.com. Seinfeld fans slam Netflix version as unwatchable after aspect ratio cut out jokes. So Seinfeld's a big show. I remember growing up watching the reruns, watching the new episodes when I was young. As a kid, it was just kind of one of those shows that were on, but as an adult, like, I can look back and appreciate and thankful that I got to see this show, because it was a pop culture phenomenon. It really was just a show about people hanging out, people's relationship together. There really was no end goal in it. There really was, I mean, there were things that happened that had, like, these story arcs in there, but they weren't, it was never meant, you know, from my understanding, it was never meant to be a full-on story arc where these characters actually had, like, a whole lot of meaning. It was just a very interesting show, watching people interact, great jokes, relatable characters, that sort of thing. I loved Seinfeld growing up. It was kind of kind of like the way people might like Big Bang Theory, the way people might like, certain friend shows that have friends, like I think what New Girls was one, New Girl or whatever, that show. People like that shit. So I think it was just one of those things. We found characters that we could attach ourselves to, relate to. And it was a good time, and it was everyday situations. But anyway, enough about Seinfeld. I want to get into the article. But before we actually dive into the article, yes, that's right, one more thing left to do. If you guys are new to the channel, like this sort of thing, make sure you hit the subscription button down below, bell for notifications, all of that good stuff. Also, leave a comment, let me know if you guys were a big fan of Seinfeld. If you've never seen Seinfeld, I'd love to know. But let me know in the comments down below. All right, everybody, so let's get into the article here. Seinfeld fans slam Netflix version as unwatchable after new aspect ratio cuts out jokes. Seinfeld fans are calling out the cropped aspect ratio of the beloved 90s comedy.
Gee, Kramer, I don't know what to say.
Now that all 9 seasons are streaming on Netflix, as one Twitter user noted, one of the show's most iconic gags, the Titler pothole that George, why does everybody use the word Titler? Just say like title, or the pothole gag. Why do you gotta say, it's like every article you fucking read says fucking Titler in it, and I don't understand why. Anyway, the Titler pothole that George Costanza encounters in season 8 episode The Pothole, right there, the pothole sketch, the pothole episode. Why do we got to call it the Titler? Stop, it doesn't make you sound fancy. Anyway, was entirely cut out of the episode due to the 1999 remastering of every episode, of all which were original, displayed in 4:3 aspect ratio. Yes, it's, original TV. It's the way the 4:3 aspect was, like, classic TV. That's what it was, as we had the CRT TVs. You guys see it right here. Another reason why I'm doing this article, because this was a show that was big in the 90s. It's the 4:3 aspect ratio. And when you stretch those images out, you change those images, you're going to lose things within that. But this isn't really the biggest issue. This is just one of the issues that these streaming companies have when it comes to, like, changing things, aspect ratios, also all outright just removing things like jokes that they find inappropriate. You see Disney Plus doing this a lot.
Well, sometimes you can't help these people till they hit rock bottom.
And by then you've lost interest.
I know a lot of people are like, oh, they just did a couple of copyright things that they took out of the Muppets, things like that. But you still changed it. You put a warning at the beginning, and Muppets never had a warning at the beginning, and I don't believe that Muppets ever needed a warning at the beginning. So yeah, as a fan of the Muppets, for you to put that on there, you're kind of giving Jim a bad name, basically. So yeah, that's where I come from. I don't care, like, whatever, you got to put a warning in front of your thing, I get it. But when you're putting a warning in front of Jim Henson's name, somebody who created Sesame Street and all these things for kids to learn and grow with, and all these great characters that people can relate to. Again, Kermit the Frog, I'm sure a lot of people can relate to him. Gonzo, a lot of people related to him. I personally related to Gonzo a lot, and Animal a lot. So it's just ridiculous. You're kind of besmirching the name of Jim Henson in that way, saying, oh, he created this risque content in the Muppets. And that's not the case. That's not the case. Muppets have always been a family-friendly show. So then you also have like Disney Plus cropping out more things from their shows, things that they find or they deem inappropriate. So basically they're changing this original source material, which isn't, the original source material. And I think for historic preservation, it's important that we keep these properties, these movies, shows, cartoons, whatever, as original as possible to give us an idea of what those times were like. I think it's historically important. I mean, there's a reason why these despecialized version of Star Wars exists, to bring it back to that original state, so we can have those movies when they, what they were originally intended to be, not things cut out, not jokes cut out. Absolutely ridiculous that companies even do this just to pander to certain people, certain groups, organizations, even countries they pander to. I would much rather watch Seinfeld in a 4:3 aspect ratio and get all the jokes as if I was watching it back then. Again, another reason why Ord's World even exists is to look back and appreciate those things as they were, not as they want them to be. Like, cool, you've got a remaster. That's great. Awesome. But at what cost? You're remastering a show then to take things away from it. We don't want that. We want everything that was involved in there, and I'd rather watch a 4:3 aspect ratio than a remastered with jokes taken out of it. Now, I know some of you are probably going to say in the comments, "Oh, it's just a pothole. It's just a thing. You know it's there. You've seen the show." That's not the point. Where do we draw the line?
I'm very uncomfortable with this whole thing.
We've got a little bit. We'll change a little bit here and there, and it's fine. It's fine. And then what's next? Well, let's just change this. Well, let's just recut this. Let's just do that. And then you're changing everything. And then everybody's got a free pass to just change what they want and claim it to be the original property. That it's not. It is definitely not the original property. So, again, for historical preservation, I think it's important that we, if you're going to put these things, Netflix, if you're watching Disney Plus, all these things, if you're going to put something out there, put it up as it was originally intended, because that's what we want. We want to go back and remember a time that was better with these shows, and then you taking out jokes and remastering things. It just, I don't know. To me, I guess people want the best quality look, but to me, it's not. You can't sacrifice the jokes just for a better picture. We watched it at 4:3 back then. We can watch it at 4:3 now. You can still, make it look good at 4:3 with the aspect ratio. You can still, enhance it. You can still make it look better. I don't see why not. I mean, hell, you had Zack Snyder do the Justice League trailer, the Justice League Snyder Cut trailer in 4:3 aspect, and it'll look great. Yeah, granted, it's not a remastering, but I'm just saying, like, you could do something that still looks good at 4:3 aspect, and I don't think people are going to have a problem with it, especially if we're getting the original content we were looking for, the original source material that we're looking for. So, and here you guys can see on this, to emphasize the Tiller pothole from season 8 episode. The pothole is cropped out on Netflix with a original response here. Seinfeld's in 9.16 on Netflix is therefore unwatchable. Bummer. Right there. I mean, I guess I could probably go on to Twitter and look at more of this stuff, but I agree. I agree it would be unwatchable. And look, I cut my ties with Netflix a long time ago.
I'm out.
And there have been things where I'm kind of like, oh, I kind of want to, check it out, and maybe I'll get back into Netflix, but I still haven't yet. And now seeing this, it doesn't make me want to go out and get Netflix. I mean, I could go out and buy Seinfeld on DVD and have a better experience. Again, physical media. That physical media, and I probably have talking too long about like how they're taking stuff out of movies for streaming services and stuff like that. But the physical media, most of the time, you're going to get exactly what that movie was intended to be, right? That's why I think, it's so important to have that physical media. Not to mention the power goes out and all you're running is a generator. You can't run your internet, or your internet goes out. Whatever the case may be, you have those physical copies of those things, right? And something that's physical and tangible, I like that. I grew up with it. Opening that package, and I know a lot of people, especially in the whole green aspect of things, they're like, oh, that's a carbon footprint. We're plastics. Well, there are better ways we could do it. I'm not saying that I got to have my plastic. I'm just saying that physical media is important for the preservation of history. Who knows? If the internet goes down, what do you have? You don't have streaming services. I'm just saying, we look at what just recently happened to Facebook, right? All the crazy shit. Not going to get into that, but just using that as an example. That's just Facebook going down. What if the entire internet goes down and now you have no way to stream anything? Not to mention there are a plethora of portable options for physical media, portable DVD players, Blu-ray players, all that good stuff. Anyway, you guys get my point on this. I think physical media is a very important thing to keep around and to continue to print things as it was originally intended. So if you guys are looking for Seinfeld, if you're looking for the full-on 1 through 9 season of Seinfeld, 1 through 8 season, how many ever seasons they said they had, go out, maybe even go to like a Salvation Army, go to like a used store. I guarantee you'll find them. You might not be able to get them all right away and binge them right away, but you're going to go out, you're going to hunt for them, you're going to have fun, you're going to go to the movie store, the used movie store, you're going to have fun with your family going out. Like I love, like before the pandemic and everything, my daughter and I would go out like every Friday to the used movie store and just pick out movies. Even if we didn't pick anything, it was just fun going to look to see what they had. They got a lot of collectibles there too. So there are ways you can make it fun, as in collecting with the physical media stuff. But I just wanted to do this video to share with you guys that it was really important, or how important it was for the physical media. As Slate's Algia Frank notes, Jerry Seinfeld's memorable sneaker collection was also cut out of many episodes due to the cropping often removing the bottom portion of the screen. Of course, this isn't the first time fans have taken issue with the aspect ratios of classic shows. On Hulu, the previous home of Seinfeld showed it in a 1916 or 16:9 aspect ratio as well. And when The Simpsons first arrived on Disney Plus in 2019, many viewers were frustrated to find that some of the show's best visual gags had been cropped out. Following complaints, Disney eventually released seasons that aired in 4:3 in the original aspect ratio, so perhaps someday Netflix will do the same. Even Seinfeld's creator agrees that the sitcom could do with some changes. Speaking at a Netflix press event last month, Seinfeld admitted he had second thoughts on a few episodes of the show in which things haven't aged so well. All right, they're getting into a whole bunch of that other shit. I don't care. I don't care about any of the politics inside this bullshit. I don't care about that. To quote Seinfeld, there's a number of them that I would love to have a crack at, but I don't really believe philosophically in changing or even thinking about the past, he said, although he didn't mention specific episodes or scenes. Seinfeld added, I think regret is a philosophical position that I disagree with. It kind of assumes that you could have changed the past, so I wouldn't even think of that. But if you forced me or gave me a time machine, yeah, there's a few I would fix, some things. So either you think about the past or you don't think about the past. Seinfeld, I'm confused. Your only determination of changing the past is whether you have a time machine or not. So if it's obtainable, you don't want to think about it. But if it is obtainable, you'll change it. No, we don't want to change it. Again, guys, keep it the way it is. It's a 4:3. Let it be 4:3. Let it age with the times. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Maybe I'm just like a fucking boomer caught in middle-aged man's body. I don't fucking know. But you shouldn't be changing this shit. And physical media really is the way to go. It's why I still buy physical media today. If there's something I really, really like, I go out and buy it. If it's too expensive or if I don't want to spend the money on it, just drop some shit. Anyway, if I don't want to spend the money on it, I'll wait. I'll wait till I see it in the used movie store, or I'll wait till it drops in price, or I'll wait till they have some kind of deal going on. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with waiting. There's nothing wrong with that. I think it's being a smart consumer. And yeah, let me know in the comments down below what you guys think. If you guys think about, them cropping out, jokes from Seinfeld or anything else. There was plenty of examples they used. And Disney Plus is a big culprit of that. So let me know in the comments down below what you guys think about all of this. Also, guys, if you like this video and you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscription button down below, the bell for notifications, all of that good shit. I would hate for you guys to miss an episode here. Anyway, that's the video. Seinfeld has had jokes cut out from Netflix, and yet another reason not to get Netflix. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching, and remember, party on.